Hey, hi everyone. So I'm going to talk about my second project today for the Duke University AI Product Management course, which is about the managing the machine learning project. The opportunity which I have for an ML application which I have used here is something related to screening program at an MNC bank. So currently what happens there are too many false alerts raised for the sanction screening program, right? And the operations team has to spend a lot of time to dispose them because some of them might be true, but many a times most of them are false alerts, right? And problem is quite a repeated problem because every time new transaction happens or a new customer gets onboarded to a bank, right, or any other financial institution, so they have to go through this screening process, and the alerts are generated in many cases depending on whether there is a match or a no match, right? So currently ops team is spending too much time disposing them, and there are a lot of repeated things which keeps on coming. There is a pattern also. So I believe it is a good case for machine learning, AIML. So ML can solve this problem by presenting repeated false alerts info to the user for faster disposition, augmenting their work, right? So we're not going to replace it, but we are going to help them dispose the alerts faster by basically providing them, let's say this is a repeated alert, you've already closed it in past. So we'll give them those kind of information and they can close it faster. So does someone care? Yes, definitely. Our ops team and also the business owners, they definitely care about reducing the operational time and cost for alert dispositions. It might have regulatory impact as well because if there's too much delay and some, let's say, some person is doing a transaction with a terrorist or a criminal and it goes undetected in a bank, it might cause regulatory fines over the bank, right? So definitely the business owners care and ops team also care because their work will be faster. Okay. They don't have to spend too much time on researching each and every false alert, right? So let's move on to the next part of it, which is the curiosity and business understanding. So here the target user, as I mentioned, is ops team of sanction screening alert disposition process. Okay. Problem is we need a faster way to dispose the repeated false and true alerts. Why it matters? Too many alerts takes too much time to dispose, which decreases the sanctions efficiency and puts the bank on risk of regulatory fines. What is the current state? Currently, they use some backend manual bulk closure feature for faster closure, but it's not a very suitable case, it does not work all the time. And still, we might have too many false alerts, and it takes a lot of time. So they have to do a lot of investigation even before going and doing this bulk closure. So what is the success criteria for this? The expected impact here is to improve the alert disposition time. Okay, the metrics which I'm going to use here is reduction of disposition time per alert and the mean square error for aggregate predictions. Okay, whether how our ML machine learning model is predicting the alerts, how effectively it is, predicted. What are the targets basically? So reduction of disposition time per alert by at least 60%. And output is again mean square error of aggregate predictions. It will be less than zero point 0.5. What are the constraints here? So predictions must be delivered in real time for the alerts. So whenever the alerts is there, along with that itself, we have to present the prediction from the AML model, whether it is a true or false match and why it is so, right? So what are the relevant features here? The matching accuracy, how much percentage does the names match with real sanction name? Suppose my name is Naveen, some other customer is Naveen 1. It won't be an exact match if I'm even on the sanction list, but it will be like a 90% or 80% match, right? So that is the matching accuracy. The type as per defined by the bank standards, whether it is strict match, loose match, restricted match. This might be different in different banks, but I'm just taking one of the bank cases. What is the past occurrence? So did same alert occurred in past and what the classification, right? Whether it was a true match or a false match. So those things also will help our ML model to, predict the new alerts faster and with more accuracy. So what is the validation plan? So the model will be validated by running it in parallel in production environment to see how our predictions are coming for real-time alerts. This is required because we cannot just go and launch it as it is in production. It's a critical process, right? So first we need to validate in parallel how is our model performing in the real-time data, right? Once this prediction look good, we can also start giving AI result option in live environment to users as an optional feature initially, which they can use and provide some feedback in parallel. So we can do this for couple of iterations, and based on the feedback we can again update the model and start from step one. After we iterate over certain, we go over certain iterations of step one, two, and three, we can go to the step four, which is the finally making our ML model live. So this is what is our validation plan. Then what is ML system design here? So it will be deployed as cloud because our application is also on cloud. It's not a mobile application per user. So they connect to that application and internet will be available, of course. So cloud is a good option here. Then offline versus online, it will be offline learning because we'll be training not like every day, but it will be more on weekly training or monthly maybe. Weekly because usually over the weekends when the impact is low, the users are lesser involved into these things. And batch versus online, we'll be using batch since we'll be this is like a recommendation system to augment user decision to dispose the alerts. The last part of this project is the assignment is potential risk in production. So potential risk here I see is the drift concern in production, which can happen basically, the regulatory policy also changes quite frequently sometime. Small things are fine, but if some big changes are coming, and our model is not able to predict the alerts properly, it might wrongly predict the alert as false match, you know, and it will or true match. But so it will increase the time for the ops team to again do further investigation and all, and they cannot even rely on our model. So time to time retraining will help you to keep the model up to date, and it will also reduce the risk of drifting from the proper results. So that's all about my application assignment. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.